it's going to be a little gross, and it's going to be a little like you slut kind of thing, but anyways, whatever.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So today's video is going to be a story time video. I am going to be telling you guys the story of when I first got intoxicated. I had asked in one of my videos if you guys wanted me to tell you guys my experience. So some of you guys said yes, so here I am trying to tell you guys this embarrassing story of mine. And I do not encourage underage drinking because you could put yourself in a really dangerous situation, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to you guys. So anyways, let me get started with the story. So my lighting kind of cracked throughout the video, so I'm sorry. Okay, so this was, I think it was in 2009 or 2010, one of the two. I went to this party which was like 30 minutes away from where I live, and my cousin had picked me up with his two friends, and I was with my friend, one of my friends, and he was like, oh, let's go hit this party up, whatever, it's cracking or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever, let's do this. We like drive to the party, and we're at the house now. We like park and we go through the back, and there's like a bunch of people, and I know a few people, and the guy that owned the house, he was like, oh, hey, what's your name, blah 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 blah. And then I was like, hi, like my name is this and that. And then he's like, oh, let's take shots. And my cousin had brought a bottle of Sky vodka, and I was like, okay, let's take shots. So we started taking shots like non-stop. I don't even remember how many I took, I don't know. So I just started taking a lot of shots, and like I think they mixed, like I think I was taking shots of Sky vodka and I was taking shots of like something else. I don't know what it was though. I know that's really bad. Never ever do that. So I know that's really bad. So anyway, my cousin goes inside, and like inside, like everybody's dancing, and like it's like this big thing inside. So I take the bottle of Sky vodka. I go inside like to like where everybody's dancing. So I'm like just like, you know, with the bottle, like, yeah, hey, like, you know, the bottle, like, hey, what's up, turn up. So I went inside to find my cousin, but I couldn't find him. So I was like, okay, I don't know where he is. So I went back outside, and I kid you not, from the second I walked inside the little like dancing area where everybody was dancing, I was totally fine. Like I was buzzed, but I wasn't like drunk. And the second that I walked out, it wasn't even like 2 minutes, at least like a minute. I went inside, tried to look for him, and he wasn't there. I didn't see him because it was all dark. And I went outside, and the second that I walked outside, I was like, shit, like I'm drunk. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm drunk. And like everything just started like you know when like you're drunk and like you feel like everything is just like everything is like amazing to you. So anyways, I started feeling that way. And then so I walked outside, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm drunk. So I walked to my friend, and I'm like, hey, like I'm really drunk. Like I was like, hey, I'm feeling myself, I'm so drunk, blah 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 blah, being stupid, you know, like talking, and then there's like this couch outside. I sat there's like this big gap where I don't remember. So I sat on it, and I'm just like hella going off. For some reason I was like really going off on someone. The guy that owned the house, I was like going off on him because I guess like he was like, oh, like he was like trying to get at me, and I was like, ew, like stop. When I wasn't drunk, I was like, ew, stop. And then oh, after I was drunk, I was like, he was talking to this other girl, and for some reason I'm like going off, like why is he talking to that girl, like what the fuck, who is that girl, who the fuck is that girl? Like I was going off, and my friend's like, what are you talking about, like that's his mom. And I was like, no, that's not his fucking mom, what the fuck is he talking to that girl, blah 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 blah. And then my friend's like, that's his mom, like calm down. So anyways, my friend he goes and he tells him, he's like, hey, like, you know, she's not really like digging that you're talking to your mom. For some reason she's going crazy, so I can't find her cousin, so can we please stay the night? And then he comes over and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, who the fuck was that? I was like, why are you talking to her? Da, 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 da. He's like, that's my mom. I was like, no, fuck that, like, who is that bitch? Blah, blah, blah. I was just going off. So he just kept telling me that I was his mom or whatever, and then like for some reason like forgot about it. Somebody came and sat next to me and I was talking to them, and then I remember what the conversation was. I don't remember what the conversation was clearly, but I was talking to them, and then he's like, hey, we're about to leave, because he was the guy that we came to the party with, but I didn't realize that's who he was. And he's like, hey, we're about to leave, like, are you gonna come or are you gonna stay? I was like, what? Like, I don't know, don't ask me. He's like, okay, whatever. So, oh my gosh, this was like, so I was so mad that my cousin did this to me. He leaves me at the party with this guy, with my friend and this guy, because I guess my friend had told him that we were staying the night, because my friend had a crush on the guy that owned the party's brother. He had a crush, she had a crush on him or whatever, they had a pass or whatever. I was like, what? Like, I want to go home, like, what are you talking about? Anyways, I'm like wasted in this couch, and then there's like this big gap that I don't remember what happened. So this guy, he walks over and I pull him and I start making out with him, like grossly making out. Oh my gosh, I remember this because I was like, it clicked on me, and like I pull him and I start making out with him, and everybody's like, what the fuck, like, what are you guys, like, grossly making out with him? I could remember that it was like a gross makeout. I'm not a slut, I promise. So I pull him and I start making out with him, blah blah blah, and then I realize, and then I push him away, and then like my friend is like laughing, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm just really drunk, and I'm just like, what? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm just confused. And then I look at him again, and then I pull him again, and I start making out with him again, and I'm just like making out with him or whatever, and then I start seeing people like get laughing at me or whatever. I'm just like, why the fuck are they laughing? In my head, I'm just like, why the fuck are they laughing? And then I realized what I was doing. I was like making out with him hella grossly. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Like, where is my cousin? Because oh yeah, I was like, where is my cousin? Like, what the fuck? Somebody find him. Like, I really want to go home. So anyways, I realized that my cousin left. So I grabbed my stuff. I had a purse. I grabbed my stuff and I run out the door, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, why are you leaving? And I remember seeing the car like leaving, and my cousin looking back at me. I was so pissed that my cousin was leaving. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you leaving me? So I was so pissed. And then I just remember, like, I was like running after it, and then when I was running after it, I like literally was running after it, and I went like, I literally ate it. Like, I ate it. If you guys don't know what ate it means, like, I fucking like fell, but like my face, like I fell like on my face, and I remember hurting so bad. I was like, what the fuck, like, da, 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 da. So likely the guy was really nice, the guy that I was fucking grossly making out with him. He was really nice, so he grabbed me and carried me. He carried me inside, and then he put me on that couch that I was on, and my friend was like, you have to sober up, like, da 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 da. And I was like, no, fuck that, like, I want to go home. So she was like, you have to sober up. So I fell asleep, they told me. This is what they told me. I fell asleep, and then this guy that I was talking to came to the party, and I remember opening my eyes, and he was taking pictures of me. And then I was like, what the fuck, like, why are you taking pictures of me? And I was laughing, but I was like, what? Like, I was really confused on why he was taking pictures of me. And then my friend's like, hey, like, wake up. Like, I remember like her like going, like slapping my face, like telling me to wake up. I don't know if I was dreaming or I remember feeling it, and I remember like feeling like it, like something like hitting me, right? But I remember thinking that it was like a door or something, and I like woke up and I'm like, hey, can you open the door? Like, why do they keep knocking? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no door. I finally woke up, and then she's like, hey, like, he's here, he's taking pictures of you. And I was like, what? Why didn't you tell me that he was here? Like, that's so fucked up, blah blah blah. Where is he? So I get up, and I'm like trying to look for him. I didn't remember that I texted him and I told him where I was, so I guess he came and like found me or whatever. he was taking pictures of me, so I never found him and whatever. So anyways, my friend, this is what my friend told me. So I was just like laying outside. I guess I was sleeping again on the couch. I was like sleeping. This is so gross, embarrassing. I was like sleeping on the couch again, and I don't remember if I was throwing up or if she gave me a cup of water and I just threw it on myself. Like I threw it all over me. So I really don't remember that part. But anyways, at this point I'm like wet. I'm like really wet. Like my whole outfit's like really wet, and I'm like, what the hell? Like why am I so wet? So anyways, after that, like the party's like ending and stuff, and I guess I'm spending the night at this point, obviously. So she tries to sober me up, and then the DJ I don't know how the DJ got involved in this. The DJ, like, I guess she knew the DJ, and he's like, hey, like, can you help me out? I need to sober her up, like she's really drunk or whatever. And he's like, yeah, let me see, and so they take me to the bathroom, and I guess I didn't want to throw up. Like she was trying to sober me up, and I didn't want to throw up, and she's like, you have to throw up so you can sober up, like come on, you have to throw up. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna throw, like no, ew, that's so gross. Like I hate throwing up. I hate the feeling, I hate doing it, I hate people that do it around me. I fucking hate the smell, I hate everything about throwing up. Anyways, she's like, come on, like you have to. So for some reason my fucking friend like left me with the damn DJ, which is like total like fucked up. Like why would you leave me with this random ass guy and I'm really fucked up, you know? Like don't do that shit. Don't ever do that shit to your friends, like ever. Anyway, she leaves me with this DJ, and this DJ tries to stick his finger on my, like in my mouth, and I remember the finger going in my mouth, and I remember following it, and I remember not like opening my mouth. Like I was like like I'm not opening my mouth, and then he goes, open your mouth, and I'm like, no, fuck that, I'm not opening my mouth. So I didn't open my mouth, and just his hand like going towards my mouth made me throw up. So I finally threw up, and then I don't remember anything about that. So that's the night. That's the night part of the party. Now is the next day. So I wake up and I'm next to the guy that like owns like he lives there, like to the guy that like I was grossly making out with. So I wake up to the guy that I was grossly making out with, and with some black sweatpants and this big ass like t-shirt, white t-shirt. And I'm like, what the hell, like what did I do? And then I turn around, and it's my friend and the guy that lives there's brother. So the guy that was in the bed's brother. And I'm calling her, I'm like, you know, I call her by her name. She's like, yeah. And she's like, are you okay? And like she asked me, she's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, what is this shit? Like why would you put me in the bed with him? Like I was going off, like I was still drunk at this point. I was so drunk, but not drunk as I was the night before. So I was like, what the hell, why would you put me with him? Like what is wrong with you? Like what did I do? So TMI, I remember having my period, and I remember having a tampon in there, so I knew I didn't do anything, don't worry. So I wake up, and I'm like literally grossly like I was just so gross, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go home. Like this is just like I was so embarrassed. And I told her, I said, I have my, like, what did I do? Like she's like, you didn't do anything, I changed you. She said, I changed you. Like she changed me. She's like, I changed you because you were really wet, and I didn't want you to go to sleep like that, so I brought you upstairs like 3 hours before the party ended or whatever. And then he was really drunk, and I guess she brought him upstairs when he was really drunk. So the bed that I was sleeping on was his bed, so whatever. He's like, but I made sure that once I brought him upstairs, I was sleeping. I was in the room, and I didn't leave you guys alone at any time, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like why would you even put me in the same bed? Like you could have put me in the bed that you were sleeping in, like da 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 da. Like she's like, come on, like I took care of you all night, and it was really really hard, blah blah. I was like, whatever, like you're so like annoying. Like I was just so pissed at her. And then I got over it, and then I was like, thank you for taking care of me, because I knew I didn't do anything, because the tampon that I had on, it was still in, which is really disgusting. So anyways, I didn't do anything. And then so anyways, he's still sleeping at this point, so I go downstairs to see, like, you know, where I was, because I don't remember anything. And then there was this girl outside, and I'm like asking her, she's like, how you woke up? And I was like, hi. And she's like, you're crazy. She's like, you were going crazy last night. And she's like, here's your clothes. So she gives me my clothes in like a Ziploc bag, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, why is it wet? And she's like, oh my gosh. And then she's just telling me, she's like, she was telling me other stuff. So anyways, and then I realized that my phone had a lot of missed calls from the guy that I was talking to. So I called him back, and he like goes off on me. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why are you getting wasted like that? Like, that's so like, he was like, you were acting totally different. Like, what is wrong with you? Blah blah blah. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, he sent me a picture, and I'm like, seriously, why the fuck would you send me a picture, and why the fuck are you taking pictures of me? So anyways, me and him, we were just not in good terms, so we just stopped talking at that point, because he didn't even bother to take care of me or like anything like that, you know. So I was like, what the fuck, ew. So yeah, anyways, we went home on BART, and then I got home and I took a shower, and I was like, I'm never ever drinking that fucking alcohol ever again. Until this point, I have never drank Sky Vodka ever again. I hope that story wasn't too gross and disturbing. So, lesson learned for me, never drink hardcore vodka on your first time actually getting drunk, and be with somebody that you trust and know that he's gonna take care of you. And yeah, anyways, that is all for this video, and yeah, that's all for this video. What else can we add to that gross, disturbing story, right? Thank you guys so much for watching that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share if you think somebody else will enjoy it as well. I upload videos every Tuesday, so if you want to tune in for my next video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.